to me and later confirmed it through his prophet. He says, you will never have to deal with this again. He said, the man that I have for you will not mess over you in ways ever again. Do you understand how that put so much fire under me? And I'm sitting there, it put fire in me in a good and bad way, because after that I was microscoping every man that came in my life. I said, oh, I gotta stop. You know, I could have really messed up some great relationships because I was like, nope, I don't like that. Nope. We really have to have the relationship. We got to continue with that relationship, because it really is. We can mess that thing up.
Yes.
And we thinking we doing right, and we doing all kind of wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we think we doing wrong, but we're really doing right, because we think we're doing wrong because we don't see any manifestation in our life. But God is saying, just keep going, keep going. You are almost there, but we thinking we doing wrong.
Right.
Yep. It's amazing. Amazing.
So when you finally got out,
yes,
what was the first thing you did? What did you do for yourself?
The first thing I did for myself, well, you know, when I did get out, I had to actually flee from another city. Came home. The first thing I did for myself was to start feeding myself positive affirmations, because I was so full of negativity, and I was so full of you're nothing, you'll never be nothing, nobody wants you, this, that. I had to start feeding myself. You know, I had to start feeding that which will grow, and that, you know, the positiveness.
Yes.
I remember coming home, and, you know, I had to stay with family because I had nowhere to go. He had taken all my money, taken everything, and we came home. My dad actually had to wire me money to come home. I felt like, wow, I'm going home. I'm starting all over. I never, ever felt like a failure.
Good.
I never felt that way. I said, you know what, God, I got to start over. Yes, I got to start over. And this time I'm making it count. And I started to feed myself. I started to read the scriptures daily. And when I said daily, you know, in the beginning, you're really hungry.
Yes.
And so when I started feeding myself, I kept wanting more and more and more. And before I know it, I felt myself, you know, believing what God said about me, what all these men had said about me. You know, I started believing that I was the head and not the tail. Absolutely. You know, I started believing I was above and not beneath. Yep. I started believing I was beautiful, and that God called me his beloved daughter, and that he loved me, and that he had people, not just a man, but people who would not take advantage of me.
Awesome.
And so, you know, once you start feeding yourself, then you start to go a little deeper. You really start to say, okay, who is this person that's looking back in the mirror at me? Because I lost myself.
Right.
I didn't know who I was.
Yep. As we do.
I lost myself. And I said, God, I need you to reintroduce me to this person I was looking back at me. Sophia, I can remember looking in the mirror and making myself look at my reflection.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know who I was anymore. And I remember I looked at my reflection so long, it scared me.
Wow.
Because the longer I stared, the more I saw me. The more I saw this fragile person who was now sitting there, who had let control from men take over her life. I was frail. You know, by this time I had so many, numerous broken bones, black eyes, scars, bruises. I mean, all of this stuff. And I still have some of the scars that are visible. They're still visible here. And I literally looked at myself so long that it scared me, because I started to really see what had happened and what I allowed myself to become.
Goodness.
And I said, God, I need you to change this. I told him, I said, I need you to perform open heart surgery. My mind needs to be changed, Lord. Anything that's not like you, I need you to take it out, God. I need you to heal me completely from the inside, God. And then I started going back to church, and people say, oh, you don't have to go to church. You know, again, I say for me, we always say we can only speak for ourselves.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
know, but that's what worked for me, getting myself back together, praying, reading the scripture, actually communing with God. I had to have time where I would actually sit down and really just pray. My life had been so hectic that I didn't even know how to do that. I didn't know how to just be at peace.
Wow.
And you know what's so funny? When we are in these relationships, when we come out, oh my gosh, the stuff that we bring with us that we don't even know about.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you'll be sitting there and somebody said, "Do you know you do this?" And you're like, "No, I don't." And then you realize, "Whoa, I do that." You don't even know because you have built up something in those relationships, and now that you out, oh, hold on, nobody's gonna hurt me ever again.
Yeah. I know.
So no, you're not gonna do that. No, you're not gonna talk to me like that. So we don't even know because it's became normal. So we have to allow God. I had to allow God to completely strip me, and it was hurtful.
Yes.
I cried. It was painful. Growth is painful. I don't care what anybody says. It is painful to grow.
Yes, it is.
It is painful to sit there and face the one person you should not be afraid to talk to, and that's yourself.
Yep.
It's painful. It's hurtful. And the journey was long. It was a long journey.
Yeah, this isn't one of those quick fix things.
Gosh, it's not.
It can't be. And the more you try to rush the process, the more setbacks you'll have.
Absolutely. You know, it's like people with addiction. I tell people all the time, I tell survivors, I tell victims, you have to stop telling these people to leave right now. Someone who's addicted to drugs, someone who is an alcoholic, they're not going to stop until they're ready.
Right.
Statistically, the last time I looked, a victim of domestic abuse will go back to her partner 12 times before leaving. And I believe it.
Wow.
That was the last time I looked. 12 times. She or he will go back 12 times.
That's a lot.
So, I did it. I remember packing my clothes up and going back. And I'm telling you, until that person, like you said, that scene from What's Love Got to Do with It, Tina was tired.
Yes, honey.
Tina said, I'm not getting beat no more. And the strongest, it was so many great points in that movie, but the strongest I seen her was when she got out that limousine.
Yes.
Bleeding.
She was all disheveled and everything, but
listen,
she as much as she could and walked
right
inside.
Sophia, that was courageous. We getting her. She coming on your show. She need to talk about that part right there. All that strength that she showed after that and throughout the movie, when she got out that car, bleeding, clothes all tore up, she walked with her head up because she said, "Hold up. I don't have to take this." I believe at that very moment, that's when Tina Turner was born.
Right, exactly. That is when she was born. Yes.
Thanks to you, I'm going to look at this movie tonight. Got to find it. I'm going to look at it tonight. I'm telling you. Oh my!
And that's exactly how I imagined. That's how I imagined it when I was going through it. I just knew because there was fists flying everywhere. And when it was over and I walked out that closet,
yes,
he was like, "I'm going to call the police." Okay, go ahead. I'll sit right here, prim and proper, with my legs crossed. I'll open the door when they come, and I'll tell them what happened.
How dare you want to call the police after you have beat me for how long?
Exactly.
But I remember Ike said that too, didn't he? He was going to call the police. Ike? Oh my gosh! Yep. But so after that, look, I am not the interviewer here, but I need to know, after you got out of that closet, what happened?
Oh, he called them. The police came and they were going to take me to jail. And then he said, "Oh no, the policeman actually was a high school friend." And he was like, "Call your mom to get your kids because they can't stay here." And I was in the midst of calling my mom, and when I was when I was about to dial that last number, he was like, no, I don't want to press any charges. Don't take her. He's like, well, we have to take somebody because it's a domestic violence situation. And then he said, Sophia, what do you want to do? The police officer did. I said, I'm fine. I'll leave for the night because I was actually going to catch a flight out because I had, me and some friends were getting together in Atlanta the following day.
Right.
And I said, I'll leave. You know, I took my children to my mom's. I left, and he stayed there.
Wow.
So, And then when the whole while I was away, oh, I love you. I miss you, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, you got a funny way of showing it. And when I got back in town a week later, I packed up the whole house while he was gone, and I left.
Wow. Yes. That is what happens. I'm so glad you got out of that.
And me too, because somebody was going to die, and it wasn't going to be me. I made up my mind that day. And I'm just being, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Now that
it's funny.
Girl.
Right. And see, it's funny you say that because see, at that time you had built up the courage to say, I'm done. Something about to happen, and it's going to happen to you. But see, for me, somebody was going to die. But that was because now I believe at one time it was going to be me. I thought about that many times, but I remember sitting there when he had passed out. One of them had passed out in the bed, and I said, "I'm going to kill him tonight."
Oh wow!
I said, "I'm going to kill him tonight." I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm not going to take it anymore. And I sat in that doorway, and I contemplated how I was going to kill him and how I was going to get away with it. One of my babies cried and just brought me back. Brought me back.
You know what?
Brought me back. And no, you can't do these babies.
Exactly. Those babies.
And I got them, Sophia. We didn't have clothes on our back or anything. Because you at that point you just want to get out.
Yes.
We tiptoed out, got in my car, and I went to my friend's house. But I'm telling you, that night somebody was going to die, and it was not going to be me. I don't know where I've been today. I don't know.
Baby cried.
I'm so exactly. Glad. Thank God for that.
Yeah, because you are here right now today. Oh, I'm loving this conversation. And
I know.
If it doesn't seem, I don't know if you're not getting anything. I don't know what you're listening to because it may seem like we're just talking. I feel like this is my sister, and from another, we just old friends. But please get something from it because we're telling you this is how it is when you have been abused and you just can't take it anymore. So if you're in that situation, pick up what we're putting down.
Right.
Because it's not in so many words, but just pick it up, and you may have to listen 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
But just, I'm telling you, pick up what we're putting down because you never know who's listening to what you're listening to. So just be careful. But let me ask you, because when did you decide to become the author? Tell me about your books because we have yet to touch on that.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. See, listen, you're gonna have to come on my radio show, and then I'm gonna have to have my television show. This is it. We done deal. We gotta have more talk because the way you're doing the podcast is how I do my natural talking.
Yes,
that's how you learn, and that's what people love. I love it, and I know someone out there is getting something from. And you can read a piece of my story. So as I was telling my story, just like I said, using the platform I always use, Facebook, and then for months straight, all of a sudden I had news TVs at my house. Like I said, TV, all the time. And someone reached out to me and said, hey, I'm doing a collaboration. Would love for you to take advantage of it. And no, I reached out to her actually. And I actually took part in that book called Wounds to Wisdom. Loved it. And from there, 2 other collaborations have been born. Walking in My Identity and There's a Jewel in You. So all 3 of those books are out and on my website as well. Okay. I did stop the collaborations this year because I want to finish my book. I want to finish my book and get that out there. But I actually I'm doing my own book, but I'm also doing a collaboration that I'm compiling with 11 authors who are also telling their story. But it doesn't stop at just domestic violence. We talk about addiction, all of and I have men in the book. I'm so excited about these men who are, oh my goodness, they are like, yes, we want to tell our story.
Good, good, good.
So that book is called Relentless Pursuit. I'm so excited. Oh God, they were relentless